Joining us today in our studio is Rose. See, Rose is here to see if anyone watching can help find her beautiful daughter, Chelsea. You see, Chelsea vanished without a trace on May 7th, 2016. And Rose will not stop searching until Chelsea comes home. Watch this.
It's a psychological mind torture. Not knowing where she is, how she is, if she is. Is she here? Is she there? Is she on this side? Did she pass over? Chelsea loved to read. Chelsea loved to write poetry. Chelsea loved to ride horses. She loved to sing, and she hated to clean. She hated to clean. Chelsea got pregnant and had her baby. Things just didn't go right. She started getting depressed. She wasn't acting right. So I took her to get help. I thought it was gonna be help. You go to a hospital and they're gonna help you. That's not what happened. She was given a really bad roommate. So this person visited and they brought in drugs. And I know this because my daughter told me. Why are you mixed with a roommate that's known drug addict prostitute? How did they go together? The last time I spoke to her, she told me she was going out to dinner. And she was going for sushi and ice cream, sushi and ice cream, sushi and ice cream. I don't know why she said it 3 times, but she did. Then I get a phone call. Excuse me, I dropped your daughter off. She's going somewhere else. And if she does anything, I have nothing to do with it. I dropped her off. What do you mean you dropped her off? Who are you? You're the same person that was visiting in the hospital. That was the last time I talked to Chelsea. I just want to know where she is. Where is my kid? Let her come home. Is it you? Is it you out there that's watching? Because you know and I know and everybody knows that somebody knows something. Have some humanity. Where is Chelsea Cobo? Where is she? What happened to her and where is she?
So now you're at the point that you might think that a psychic might help you and others figure out what the heck happened to Chelsea. Now, before I bring in Jeffrey, who's a terrific guy and very capable at what he does, I want to get to those last days. She went to the hospital because she had problems, and in that hospital, she had a roommate. Unfortunately, they mix in people with behavioral problems with people who have drug problems.
Correct. That doesn't make sense to me.
No.
I think that was the
Doesn't
beginning
make sense
of
to me either. You at least should be isolated from that.
I don't even think that law enforcement thinks that they would mix the two up.
So what happened was this other person had visitors.
No, the other person couldn't have visitors. So they convinced my daughter to have visitors and pretend that he knew my daughter. He didn't know my daughter.
So this guy might have brought in drugs.
He did bring in
drugs. And so there started to be obviously some kind of a relationship there with your daughter. And the last thing she needed at that time was drugs.
He passed her drugs in a balloon via a kiss, because I know this because she told me. My daughter tells me everything. We're close. And he directed her to bring it to her roommate. And I think my daughter was scared of him from the beginning.
Had she left the hospital, or did she just leave the hospital? Had she gone home?
She left the hospital, and there was a weekend that my daughter came home. I don't think she was supposed to come home that weekend. I believe she was drugged, robbed, and raped. I even have the man that visited in the hospital tells me my daughter was raped, and she was hanging out with the roommate.
Who called you up?
The man that visited.
And said, don't blame me.
He said, I'm dropping her off. She's going somewhere, and if she does something, he has nothing to do with it. He dropped her off.
So, you wanted to contact a psychic friend of ours, and his name is Jeffrey Wands. So yesterday, socially distanced, you met Jeffrey. Yes. And for the record, Jeffrey does not know anything beforehand about you, your daughter, what the case was all about.
Where would January birthday, January anniversary come in?
My brother's in January, but he's here.
All right, but they're using him as a reference point, and the three
Okay.
kids, because they talk about the 3 kids.
We have 3 kids. I have 2
Okay,
brothers.
there's also this other name like Rose.
That's my name.
Thank you, but there's a Rose in spirit. Like somebody else has your name who's stepping forward.
Oh, okay.
And what would the feather mean?
Holy. I got a thing in my pocket that said if you said feather.
Well, there's your validation. Now, Christina or Tina, like they keep talking about somebody with a hard C.
Could it be Chelsea?
Yes, that daughter.
Yes.
And I want to say Michelle.
Who?
I keep hearing Michelle.
That's a full name, Chelsea Michelle.
Okay, because that's the way they're giving it to me. Where does May come in?
It's the month she went missing.
Okay, because they keep showing me, and they keep bringing up May. This was before Mother's Day? It's weird, I hear arguing and then I vanish, or I like disappear, so I don't understand what they mean by that.
Has Chelsea disappeared?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly how they're giving it to me. I want to say abduction, and I feel like there's more than one connected to this, which means that there's at least 4 young ladies in the same aspect.
Like being trafficked?
Yep, that's how it comes through as. I kind of feel like tricked, you know, like I want to say naive, because that's how she comes through. But this is definitely somebody that had a romantic interest with her, that was able to lure her, meaning to get her into that.
Yeah, lure her.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm here today, gone tomorrow, meaning that like everything was fast.
Oh, it was. It was.
Keep seeing a van, which makes me feel whoever took her had a van. And everything like moves super, super fast.
Is law enforcement good in this?
I see federal, so when I see federal, that's marshals. Something where it's an exploitation of women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So it's exactly.
Yeah, I know more about human trafficking than I would ever want to know. I know she knows I'm still looking for her. I know she knows I'm not ever going to give up.
That's the part that's there, you gotta realize. You won't give up.
No, I will not give up.
What'd you think of that, Rose? You think Jeffrey?
Devastating. I don't want to be part of this group. I don't want to be in this club of missing. I don't want to be here. I want my life to go back to the way it was.
Was Jeffrey kind of spot on?
Oh, Jesus. Yes. Scary spot on. But now what? What do I do with all this?
That's very interesting, because Jeffrey is here. He's backstage.
Oh, God,
Jeffrey, what do you think was the most important thing that you told Rose?
I would say more the fact that she was abducted, and this is not drug related, and it's definitely tied into other girls, so there's more than one young lady involved with this.
You think it's trafficking?
100%.
You think she's still alive?
I get the impression she is, and I would say to you that she didn't come through in spirit. She would have come through with the parents.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey. Rose, I want you to look right into that camera, which is in front of you, and speak to anybody who you think might know anything about where Chelsea's whereabouts are.
Please, have some humanity. Please be kind. Now that we're all quarantined, I've been quarantined in my brain for 1,643 days today. Please have some mercy. Just give a clue. You can call the tip hotline, because she's out there. And you know, one day you might need help too. Please, call the hotline, drop a tip. You could be anonymous. I have a P.O. box. You could drop a letter. Help us. Help us help Chelsea. And it's not only about Chelsea. There's so many out there.
Everybody, I want you to take a close look at Chelsea's picture.
Somebody knows something. The question is it you? Are you the one that knows?
Chelsea Cobo has been missing since May 7th, 2016, from Brooklyn, New York. She's 26 years old now. If you have any information that can bring her home, please call this number, Crimestoppers, at 1-800-577-8477. That's TIPS, T-I-P-S. Thank you so much, Rose.
Thank you. Chelsea, if you could see this. You know me. I'm relentless. I love you unconditionally. There's no shame in your game. I know you were innocent.
You are not the father.